Okay, today we are doing lesson 102, subtracting decimal numbers using zeros. All right, so this number here is 4/10, right? Or you could also write it as 40/100ths. So any zeros that you add to the end of a decimal number do not change the value of it at all, but they will help you when you have to subtract problems. So now that we have a 0 here, we can subtract 3, but we would have to borrow. So now that becomes a 10, and this becomes a 7. So 3 take away 2. And when you're subtracting or adding things with decimals, you have to make sure that you line them up, and then in your sum or difference, you put them down in the same decimal place. So 3 take away 2 is 1. So 4/10ths or 40/100ths take away 23/100ths is 17/100ths. All right, so now this one is already set up vertically. So when you see one that's horizontal like this, you need to go ahead and set it up vertically so that you can line up your decimals. So we've got 4, let's do it down here, 0.4 take away 0.231. Okay, so there's 2 decimal places here that do not have digits in them, so we're just going to go ahead and fill them in with zeros. And remember, bring your decimal point down. So now we're going to go ahead and subtract, but since these are zeros, we have to go all the way back to the 4. That's 3. This is 10, 9, 10. 10 take away 1 is 9. 9 take away 3, 6. 3 take away 2 is 1. So there's the answer to that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do this one, 3. And any number that doesn't have a decimal, you assume the decimal after the whole number. So take away 1 and 23/100ths. So we're going to fill in our zeros. All right, and same thing, we have to go all the way back to the 3, make that a 2, 10, 10, 10. All right, so 10 take away 3, 7, 9 take away 2, 7, 9 take away 1, 8. Don't forget the decimal, 2 take away 1, 1. All right, and this one we're going to line up the decimals. 0.3 take away 0.15. 3/10ths take away 15/100ths. Again, we're going to put the 0 there. Bring down the decimal. 10 take away 5 is 5. 2 take away 1 is 1. Okay, 3 and 5/10ths take away 25/100ths. 3 and 5/10ths take away 0.25. And see, I've got my decimals lined up here. If you don't line up the decimals, you're going to get the wrong answer. Okay, so borrow from the 5. That becomes a 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. 4 take away 2 is 2, and 3 take away 0 is 3. Okay, 6 and 5/10ths take away 4. 6 and 5/10ths take away 4. So remember, we assume after every whole number, we assume that there's a decimal there. And then we fill in our zeros. 5 take away 0 is 5. Bring down your decimal. 6 take away 4 is 2. Okay, so go ahead and get out your independent worksheet and work on these. Make sure that you line them up, line the decimals up vertically.